your face, you better hold that. Cross between the legs, snatch back, now you broke it in this game time. Brutal sim dog, any challenge can contain my hunger when it's playtime. You better get the name right. That 2K guru, you better know it. Get your popcorn ready, cause there's a movie showing. Highlight real of the best, 1 through 5, I'm a threat. IQ top notch, on ball like the rest.
So we got a nice video for y'all today. This was actually a highly requested video. I do appreciate everybody that reach out to me for tutorial and tips. I do have a lot on the lineup, trust me. Make sure get a notification bell on lock. I got y'all. So I'm about to give y'all 3 center builds right here. I have a next one there, but I'm not really too, you know what I mean? I gotta narrow down a few things, so I'm gonna give you all these 3, and if I really perfect the next one, then I'm gonna put that out. And I do have a 7-4 in the lineup as well. So anyways, man, let's get into these builds real quick. We're not gonna keep y'all here all day. We're gonna start off with the first one. 7 foot tall, 253 pounds with a 7-foot wingspan. Now, I know what you're saying, you got 7-4s out there, but let's be honest, man. You know certain things about to happen to those 7-4s, but this 7-foot build right here will be able to pass, shoot at a really high clip. I'm talking about a dangerous clip from deep, elite post game, and still be able to facilitate and got solid defensive attributes as well. See what we're talking about? This is more like my Joker type build. Now you see the strength is pretty solid at a 90, speed at a 68, which is pretty fast for a center build. Agility 52, vert at 75. I know what you're saying, Joker ain't got no vert. Man, it is what it is. We 2K, we making Joker amplified a little bit. All right, the defensive rebound, which is solid. You need good defensive rebound, especially in this game. I got that on 92. The offensive rebound is much lower, of course, man. Now, this build is more focused on going out there and run with randoms. I am going to put some VC on this build as well. Block at 85. From what I understand, that is a really comfortable range right there. Perimeter defense, because you need to at least contest a few shots. I was able to get it to a 59, which is pretty decent for a center. To be honest, most centers out there do not have perimeter defense at all. I put a little something there for you. Interior defense is a 77. Now let's get to where this build really reigns supreme. You know, I started off on a bad note on that half to the right, but the left side is elite. The passing is up there with an 87. That's all you need. Let me show you all the badges real quick so you can get that break starter on goal. You actually got bailout as well, and also versatile visionary, top tier badges. And you could also help your teammates out with a gold dimer as well. Ball handling is 71, so you get that handle for days on at least bronze, so you won't drain that energy as much as soon as you drop 2 triples here and there. You got speedway ball with a 57. Not a lot for a center. That's actually pretty decent. Now when you look at the shooting right now, oh my god, look at the badges, y'all. I already got that post fade phenom on goal, dimer as well on goal, and the set shot specialist for those catch and shoot on goal as well. I also was able to get limitless range on silver, and you know when you get these max plus 2s, you can actually bump that all the way up if you feel like to shoot from extra deep, y'all. So the 3 ball and the midi, this build gonna be able to be dangerous at any part on the floor at every time. I made sure I put some standing dunk on it as well, including some post control, because if you got a mismatch, I want to be able to fully take advantage of that situation. So this is one of my favorite builds. Again, close shot, same difference. You catch somebody, you get a rebound. You want to be able to go up at a high effective rate, right? Check out the build. Let me know what y'all think. This is my first build. Check out the names I got. The Joker, Karl Anthony Towns, and DeMarcus Cousins. It's a triple-double threat. Now, the one weakness this build have is not intended to crash offensive balls, or y'all know y'all could make that adjustment if y'all want. If this build is not made to y'all perfection, which I don't expect it to, make some adjustments accordingly, but you could definitely use the template. Let me show you my second build. Is very similar when it comes to the physical attributes, by the way. Same 7 feet tall, 253 pounds with a 7-foot wingspan, but I definitely did change up a few things, right? One of the main things I changed, I actually dropped the 3-pointer right here. I put up the close shot much higher, and I actually got a little bit more on the post control. So I was actually able to get Hall of Fame on post fade phenom, and the post poet is a little bit higher as well. I also got, check out the unpluckable, we got it on silver this time around, so you could actually hold the ball a little bit more as well. Now I did drop the ball handling and the speed with ball because this is more of an interior type build. It's not a build that's going to be focused on stretching the floor. It was made with higher strength so you could set more screens and stuff like that as well. So that pick and roll, pick and slip type build, this is it, but it still could hit the 3 at an efficient rate once you know your shot. Now same pretty much rebound rebounding and everything else, speed, agility. The vert is a lot higher as well. I want to be more effective on the rebounding. I did add a little bit more when it comes to the interior defense as well. This one actually got silver on the paint patroller, the post lockdown, right? So again, this is the second one, just a different variation with using the same physicals as well. Again, I did do multiple variations and this was one of the ones that definitely stood out. All right, so let's continue on. Let me show you all the name and, you know, strengths and weaknesses as well. You got Jack Stickmer, Joel Embiid, and Paul Gasol, right? And the one weakness is not intended to crash offensive ball, but it also plays with brute force, efficient mid-range bucket getter, an elite defensive rebounder, incredible touch around the rim, which is all the things I was going for. Check out the ratings as well. With the top attributes is all the way up there. No A minuses. This is a beast build. Trust me on that. Now let's move on to the next build. The final build, of course, is a 7-4. I can't put out center builds and not put out a 7-4. What type of top center video would that be? It wouldn't be legit, I can tell you all that. Especially how these tall ass centers are running place rampant. Now this one did not go with high strength. I created this so I could get as much speed out of it as possible. Because if you don't do this, it's gonna be slow and it's gonna be dragging up and down the floor. People are just gonna sprint and leave you in the dust, right? But this build gonna be able to stretch the floor at a really high rate, hit these contested shots that you've been seeing going in, and just be an all-around great build. So I went with 7'4", 230 pounds, which is the lightest weight possible, with a 7'7" wingspan. Now, of course, when you check out the attribute, I know what you're all saying, brute. How did you pull this off? I'm just playing. I know you all not saying that. But anyways, it's very similar to the builds I recently showed y'all, but the difference is this one is actually a 7'4" build, which is going to make it way more effective in these areas. Now, the 3 is not as high as my first build, and the mid is not as high either, but with the 7'4", it does make up with that difference, especially if you learn how to shoot in this game. It's not that difficult, trust me on that. And it's pretty much the highest you could get while not giving up on the rebounding and stuff like that, because if you go for the shorter wingspan, you're gonna take a serious hit in these areas. And I want to at least get that 92 for the defensive rebound. That's very important to me. But when you look at everything else, 90 standing, especially with the 7'4", come on, you don't need anything more than that. But if you want, you know, you get your attribute or your cap breakers down the line, you could actually make that change. Post control, 87, and put up the badges again. You got goal with the post fade phenom, the post up poet, hook specialist, all goal as well. Same thing with the close shot. You got a hook shot up there. The float game gonna be on point. I'm telling y'all, I made sure and cover everything I could, especially with this type of build. That eye on bronze, again, if you want to upgrade this with the max plus 2s and max plus 1, that option will be available. 3-point, still got the limitless range on bronze. Again, max plus 2s if you want to upgrade this, right ahead. Now I went with a 71 on the free throw. Passing accuracy, 87, so I could get that break starter on goal, the diamond on goal, and the versatile visionary on goal as well. I couldn't get much of the speed with ball. You know, these tall builds tend to be slow, but you see how people out there moving, man. You could figure out ways. You could find ways around all this stuff, and this is the quickest you could possibly get with a build like this. Interior defense at 80, so I could get that silver on the off-ball pass. The paint patroller as well. The post lock, I'm going to have to settle with bronze for now. 92 block, again, high flyer. You could upgrade that badge with the plus 2s and stuff like that, which is what I plan on doing. Or when I get my cap breaker as well, I could apply that to actually evolve this build over time. I went with a 92 with a rebounding, because to me it's very important that you get these badges up there on goal and above, because builds are going to try to bully you, and the only thing you get is your IQ, your positioning, and that's it, right? Strength with 77, that was all I was able to get. Now you could go heavier with this build and get a stronger build, but at the same time you're gonna be slow as hell going up and down the floor. So that's my final build right there. Those are my top 3 center builds thus far. Again, I've been watching tons of build videos and I made the adjustments accordingly, and I suggest that you do the same. I never create builds how I see people create them. I made the adjustments for how I like to play personally, and you see there are a lot of similarities between these builds because there's a certain way I actually view the game. It's very important that my builds reach certain things that I want out of it, of course. So that's all I got for y'all today. Let me know what y'all think, and of course let me know what kind of adjustments y'all will make in the builder. Put it in the comment section. Until next time, God bless and be safe out there. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. The notification bell is free and key. Peace.